Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
And thanks for joining us on AM News. I am now Tim Kramankwe, coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans Atamios High Street here in Accra. The news is proudly sponsored by Asatek Roofing Sheet and Cookware. Asatek, sheltering you for life. And Migo Purified Drinking Water. Migo, your preferred way of staying hydrated, as well as Blue City ties and accessories. The headlines: Finance Minister seeks Parliament approval to assess contingency fund, and government must be proactive towards MS, and that's from Honorable Akando. We'll be bringing you details of these stories in the next 20 minutes. Please stay with us. Story: the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta today on the floor of the House has sought Parliament approval to enable government assess the contingency fund. He noted that government is keen on putting in several measures to combat the coronavirus. The Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay, in view of this, have referred the document to the Finance Committee for consideration.
Mr. Speaker, at the end of this trauma and pandemic, we should have reinforced our identity as a nation that cares, a nation that visits the fatherless, widows, and portraits the poor and vulnerable. That is our most sacred duty and responsibility, beyond the cold calculus of the economics. Mr. Speaker, consistent with Article 177, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution, I am by this presentation submitting a request to the Finance Committee to grant us the authorization to assess the requisite amounts from the contingency fund to confront the challenge that has engulfed the nation in this matter of the COVID-19 affliction. Mr. Speaker, following this, the Ministry will take steps going forward to do the needful. Mr. Speaker, these are extraordinary and sobering times, and we must respond with a deep sense of social justice so that our very humanity is not compromised. Mr. Speaker, permit me to end with Parliament's own prayer. God grant us a vision of our country, a country of righteousness. May God also inspire and strengthen all of our people, that we may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa.
Away from that, the ranking member for the Health Committee, Honorable Kobna Minta Akando, has appealed to government to be proactive in combating CSM meningitis alongside the coronavirus in the country. Honorable Akando disclosed that a total number of 40 deaths in 5 regions have been recorded so far. Hence, government must channel measures to combat it, since more deadly than coronavirus.
As I speak to you now, about 33 people have died out of meningitis in the Upper West region, and some other recorded cases in the 5 northern regions. And therefore, we think that government must pay a particular attention to those regions, and as far as the meningitis is concerned, I believe government should be more proactive, and as I've already indicated, it happens almost every year when the weather in the northern part of the country is very high. And consistently, we've made provisions for that particular disease. If you refer to the 2019 formula, National Health Insurance Formula, in 2019 formula, we made an allocation of not less than 2.1 million Ghana cedis for the vaccines and the medicines for the meningitis. 2020 budget, we made an allocation of 2 million Ghana cedis, and therefore I do not see why we should be hearing issues of lack of vaccines and medicines in the system. I'm told that the antibiotics for the cure for meningitis is very expensive, and therefore some other health facilities in the northern part of the country are not able to stock, especially because the National Health Insurance Authority owes them. And so at this point in time, we need every health facilities to be prepared, and therefore any amount that is outstanding, I mean the arrears from the National Health Insurance, every health facility must be paid to combat either COVID-19 or CSM. We don't think that any Ghanaian must lose his or her life as a result of avoidable circumstances. And so at this point, we want to employ government to pay a particular attention to the CSM, because it is killing more people at this point in time than even the COVID-19, the coronavirus that we are talking about. In the northern part of the country, the northern region has recorded not less than 2 deaths. Upper West has recorded not less than 33 deaths. And I hear Upper East has recorded not less than 7 deaths. And so if you put all together, we have more than 40 deaths recorded in the 5 regions of the northern part of the country. And therefore, a particular attention must be paid to CSM before it ravages the entire northern part of the country.
Other stories, the internal province of Ghana for the Anglican Church have donated to the National Trust Fund to help government fight against COVID-19. The donation was done on behalf of the province by Diocesan Bishop of Accra, Right Reverend Dr. Daniel S.M. Torto, due to the restriction of movement currently in some parts of the country. Reginald Robertson has more.
In the fourth address to the nation by His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo over world novel coronavirus, he informed the nation about the establishment of a COVID-19 trust fund, which will help to mitigate exigencies that may arise as a result of the pandemic. Before donating to the nation, the Diocesan Bishop of Accra, Right Reverend Dr. Daniel S.M. Torto, leading the delegation, said a prayer for the nation.
We thank you for how far, Lord, you have brought us, and we pray for your healing hand, O God, to be stretched over this land. That everyone who has been infected and affected by this coronavirus will be healed in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. And they will be comforted, those who have lost their loved ones. Father, we are praying, O God, that the wave of your power will stretch over our land, O God, and sweep away every element of this virus. That, Lord, we shall see your glory soon. Lord, we shall see your glory soon. Lord, heal our land. Lord, heal our land. Lord, heal our land and bring victory unto our land. To the glory of your name we have prayed.
On their own part, and being a major Christian denomination in the country, the Anglican Church has donated an amount of 60,000 Ghana cedis to the fund.
Madam, on behalf of the internal province of Ghana, which is head by the Most Reverend Dr. Daniel Yinka Safo, we as the Anglican Church of Ghana want to make a token presentation to the fund. We've seen what the government is doing all this while when we were hit with this coronavirus. Even though we have in our small ways donated to some institutions, we feel with the fund we have also to do our part so that we help in the fight against this virus. So on behalf of the Anglican Church of Ghana, we present to you a token amount of 60,000 Ghana cedis.
The Chief of Staff, Honorable Freeman Opare, on behalf of the President and the government, has expressed their appreciation to the Church for the donation.
On behalf of His Excellency the President and the government, I wish to express our sincere gratitude to the Anglican Church of Ghana. Indeed, we know that this contribution will go a long way towards the approach that we have taken, that the President has taken, that is to support the processes that will stop the spread of the virus. We know the church as a whole have been affected. The first measures, some of the first measures included not gathering for us to come together and pray. And yet the church supported the president with wholehearted and advice, actually, and made sure that it worked. So we are very grateful to the Anglican Church and the entire religious community. And you are also been praying for us to fight this coronavirus from spreading in our land. And I think the best gifts that you can all give to us is the prayers, the constant prayers that you will continue to do for us on behalf of the people of Ghana.
Still at the Jubilee House and speaking to the Diocesan Bishop of Accra, Right Reverend Dr. Sylvanus S.M. Torto, after the donation, he gave reasons for such a deed and affirmed he was doing this on behalf of the internal province of Ghana. A member of the delegation, Venerable Joseph Lankwe Lamte, Archdeacon of Accra East, appealed to the congregation and individuals to also help support the fund.
As a religious organization working within the frame of our nation, Ghana, and we know what is happening around us, we don't want to close our eyes as if we don't know what is going on, to play the ostrich. So as a church, that's the Anglican Communion of Ghana, we also decided to play our part. Even though we have in our small ways to some institutions like the prisons and other hospitals, we have done our bit, we realize that this national one will also need to support it. Hence our donation to the national fund to help support the agenda and the program of government towards the combating of the coronavirus. I want to believe that most of the denominations have done their bits, but there are others who are yet to come on board. And so since we are all part of what is going on, I want to plead with those who are yet to come on board to do their best to come and support government in fighting this coronavirus. It is not one person affair, it is the whole nation affair. We are all involved. This is a donation made on behalf of the whole Anglican Communion in Ghana. In fact, the Archbishop, in the person of Most Reverend Dr. Daniel Yinka Safo, would have been here himself. But because of the restrictions on movement, that is why he delegated Accra Diocese to come and do it on behalf of the Anglican Communion of Ghana. And I'm here not by myself, I'm here with my lieutenants. We are here with the Dean, the Very Reverend Dr. George Nikwe, the Venerable Dr. Joseph Lamte, and then the Venerable John Tello Nelson. They all came to support so that as a church, we are able to offer our assistance. So this is done on behalf of the internal province of Ghana, of the Anglican Communion, within the Church of the Province of West Africa.
This is an appeal that we are, throwing out there to all and sundry. It is not a one person's duty to fight the virus. It is a collective enterprise. So my advice to fellow Christians and fellow Anglicans is that everybody should put their shoulder to the wheel and contribute their widow's mite. Beyond the prayers that we offer day in and day out against the virus, let us show in practical terms that we mean what we say in our prayers by making...
Rightfully said, we need to contribute our quota or widow's mite to this fund. Wherever you find yourself and you think you can also give a little to support the nation in times like this, you should also do. Reporting from the Jubilee House here in Accra, my name is Reginald,
1 Reginald 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 1 To our final story, many religious bodies, corporate institutions, and civil groups are trooping the seats of government daily in recent times to make donations into the COVID-19 Trust Fund. The New Patriotic Party, regional branch of the Volta region, have equally made a fair contribution to the fund. This is all in the bid to help fight the coronavirus pandemic.
Volta regional branch of the New Patriotic Party, we present a token amount of 100,000 into the COVID fund to support and complement the effort of the President and his government in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
Indeed, this is heartwarming to see that our regional executives and the members of MPP in Volta region found it fit to encourage the president, to support the president in this big fight. Indeed, as I keep saying, this is the time when we can prevent catastrophe. This is the time where if you do intervene, you get maximum benefit. So anybody who makes a contribution at this time is helping Ghana, and we must commend you. We acknowledge the role you've been playing in education, in educating the public, so continue to do so, because the people must appreciate the need to wash their hands, the need to sanitize, the need to maintain social distance, and even keep our environment very clean. These will all contribute towards arresting the spread of the virus. So on this note, Chairman Wanya, thank you so much. Thank you. And our greetings and appreciation from His Excellency the President and the government to our executives and the members of the New Patriotic Party in the Volta region.
For AM News, a recap of the headlines. Finance Minister seeks Parliament approval to assess contingency fund. Government must be proactive towards CSM. Honorable Akando.